guys, Steve Wolbach, your friendly public adjuster. I'm coming back to you with another video, and I wanted to talk to you this time about, and this is actually published from a well-known insurance company out there, and it's entitled Homeowners Insurance Fraud. So what do you think we're going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about committing fraud, or what are the possibilities of what would be considered fraud while you interact with your insurance company, okay? And that's part of my job as a public adjuster, to keep you out of trouble. You know, when there are certain damages that you have and you've contacted me and I've come out and I've looked at things and made an assessment, and you know, we see your policy and the level of coverage, we'll say to you, you know what, I wouldn't follow this claim. Yeah, there's damage. Some of it's kind of sketchy of how long it's been. You know, there are certain limitations. There are time frames that these things have to be claimed. It's going to be a really tough battle. It may put you in a really bad light with your insurance company. Perhaps we really shouldn't pursue this one. My job is not to, every time I get involved, to go out somewhere to write a claim. That's not my job. My job is to go out there and protect your best interests, to educate and give you as much information as I can possibly to help you to manage your home's insurance policy and your home itself when you've suffered damage. That's what a public adjuster does. So I'm going to go through some of this stuff. Some of this is pretty much self-explanatory. Things that, well, geez, no kidding, I knew that. Okay, well, good. But, you know, some people may not be as astute as you are, and we just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page, huh? Get that? Okay. Homeowners insurance fraud happens when a false, inflated, or misrepresented claim is submitted on a homeowner's or renter's policy for financial gain. Just like auto insurance, it can drive up the cost of insurance and repairs. It's illegal, and everyone can help to fight it. As I say, as a public adjuster, I'm not interested in helping you to commit fraud, insurance fraud, not at all. Well, for that matter, any type of fraud, right? Homeowners insurance fraud can take many forms, whether it's dishonest homeowner intentionally damaging their own house, contractors who inflate the cost of repairs, or a homeowner reporting stolen items that didn't exist in the first place. This insurance company wants everyone to help recognize and report home insurance fraud. Okay, now what are some of the common forms of insurance fraud? Overstating the value of items stolen in an actual home burglary or theft from a vehicle. Simply, you know, I had two socket sets. You know, there was a 24-piece socket set, and the other one was a 16-point 3/8 drive socket set. And now when you tell them that, well, actually I had a 48-piece set, I had both 3/8 and I also had 1/2 inch, and it was 16-point or 12-point, I should say, or 8-point, you know, something like that, sockets. They were deep dish, you know, the whole thing. If you didn't have them, you really shouldn't be saying that they were like that. That's fraud. Claiming that old damage actually happened during a new incident. We see that all the time, and there's where sometimes we, as a public adjuster, really have to look closely. You sure this happened just a couple of weeks ago? This thing looks like it's been around for like 4 or 5 years. And then, you know, if we can't get to the bottom of this thing, it starts to soil our reputation. And as I say, I'm not interested in committing fraud for you. Not at all. Making a claim after purposefully damaging the property. Well, you know, that states, you know, it stands on its own, right? Of course, you're not going to go out and do something to the building and then say, oh yeah, look what happened here, I want to be paid on it. Staging a burglary or break-in, or faking a theft of property damage. Well, that's sort of like what we already talked about, right? Making a claim for a loss that was already paid for another by another insurer or by a previous claim. We see that quite a bit. We just did one not too long ago. Here and you know what? Who commits these things? Homeowners. Doesn't matter what walk of life you come in. Doesn't matter if you part your hair from the left to the right or the right to the left. If you're left-handed or right-handed, homeowners commit these offenses. We had a guy that has his own pharmacy, and here he ended up had filed a claim several years ago, got paid on it, didn't fix most of the damage. We get called out, take a look at things. Oh yeah, this happened. This happened about 8 months ago. Well, you know, Water can do some things and so forth. Are you sure that this? Yeah, that's okay. And you know, we weren't told that he filed a claim before for anything. And sure enough, when the insurance adjuster came out, he came out with the file because it's the same insurance company, and it was explained to us that, and you know, we have our backup, you know, to show that we had no idea this had taken place like this. We were told differently. We apologize and let's close this thing out. Nice to meet you. That happens a lot, and as I say, it doesn't matter who you are, who commits things like this. Fabricating repair bills or receipts. So that goes along with asking a repairman to increase an estimate or bill to cover home insurance deductibles. You know, when you get bills, they should be legitimate costs, not something that's covering and hiding other things. That is obviously fraud, right? And we don't want to be part of that. Not reporting on an insurance application that the home is being used as a rental or in a commercial business. So again, improper use. You know, this is a residency, or it's a residency with a business, a home business, or it's commercial property to begin with. We need to know these things when we first get your insurance policy. That's not being straight and upfront. Staged fires, where an individual sets fire or has others set fire to their own house. This is not only illegal, but also very dangerous. Absolutely. And again, we don't want to be part of that. Fires are a horrible thing to begin with, and that fire, suppose it actually spreads and goes to a neighbor's house, and now you cause damage there. Now look what you've done. You've not only committed fraud by starting the fire at your own place, but now there's another dwelling, another home. And heaven forbid, if there would be somebody in there and that has lost their life because of this fire that you had set. Very, very, very bad practice. Don't do these things. Stay away from this at all costs. So that's what I just want to mention as far as fraud goes. Their insurance companies don't fool around with this. This is very serious. And there are times where, as a homeowner, you'll be accused, or the insurance adjuster looks at this as, oh, this has already been existing damage. And then that's what he's saying. When you've called them up and said, I've had this damage, let's say you had a big storm, and this room really has a lot of damage, but then there's another room over there, and that also was damaged in the storm. And when it really wasn't, and they're looking at it and they see, or it actually was. But for some reason, the insurance adjuster takes a position that, all right, well, I can see that this was like this, but that room over there, that was already there. I'm not paying for that. There's where somebody like me can come in, and we have different types of indicators that we look for. We look for clues to see about, you know, was this thing more recent or not. It's a lot easier just to go and deny something, which is sort of like, because I said so type of opinion, rather than how about facts. And you as a homeowner, it's a very emotional thing for you. Here you're thinking that this room definitely had suffered damage along with this one here, and he's not going to pay for that. Well, I'm getting all excited. Well, that doesn't help anything. But a public adjuster can come in and conduct himself in a professional manner, and will look over the clues, look over the damage, review the policy, and he will, more often than not, get things squared away to the homeowner's satisfaction. So that's the value that we add when you retain our services. Very, very important. We can help to keep you out of trouble, but we can also help to get you squared away when they, in their own mind, are accusing you of something, and we can prove differently. So guys, I hope that made some sense to you. Maybe that's opened your eye. Perhaps you know somebody that may be going through that right now. And if so, please let them know. Let them watch this video. They can give me a call. I can discuss their issues. As they say, maybe the things was settled 2 months ago. If it was just settled 2 months ago and we're still within a certain time frame, I can reopen that claim. It doesn't end just because a check was cut or because you received a letter and it's denying the claim. That doesn't necessarily mean it's over. It's not over until we've looked at it and we've gotten involved, and then we can say, yes, there's nothing we can do. It's over. You have nothing to lose. If you remember how we get paid, we don't get paid unless you get paid. So if you've been denied on something and I come in and I get you some money, then you're going to be happy about that, and there's something in it for me. Or if you haven't been paid, I come in, I reopen it, and I look at things, and I don't get you any money. The burden doesn't fall on you. I'm out. I've invested my time and effort. I don't get paid for it because I didn't perform for you. So if I can't get something for you, if you don't get paid first, then I don't get paid second. Real easy. I've had homeowners tell me before, oh yeah, that adjuster, he got a lot more money than what she ever got. She hardly got anything. Well, sometimes they don't really have all the facts, and the homeowner, when they talked about the claim, didn't really represent it properly. It may have felt to them that they really didn't get much for it. But the bottom line is, any legal transaction like that, or a public adjuster's representing you, it's impossible for me to get more money than you. Mathematically, it can't work out that way. So, and it wouldn't be the first time for me to hear that accusation, but again, you have to consider the source. Usually it's more of a third or second hand, and therefore the parties, they may not have all the facts together. So guys, I'm here to help you. If you want some help, if you need some advice, give me a call. My phone number is going to be at the end of this video. You guys have yourself a beautiful day, and God bless you.